Welcome to another mega exciting 5-minute auto pairing. Let's try the King's Engine defense. I think with C5. Cazzeo, what's his ratings like? It was 2162, not much higher than this at the moment. Recently. Okay. Maybe H5, H4 is interesting. Get the queen out of the way. So I can play like this. I think I've seen this sort of dark square play plan before, a bit like this. Queen B4, Rook A4 probably traps the queen though, safety point. Let's stay away from B4. Maybe B5 is interesting. As well, actually, B5 here. So, do I wait for him to play H4 or do I preserve H4? That's an interesting question. Will he take here or allow B4? So a bit of pressure on that B file. H4, H3, 95. It's always going to be pushed back with F4 though. So I wonder about reserving this for a bit. If he plays F4 and E5, I mean, the knight's going to give a tempo, isn't it, really, to... Well, this is like you want to play H3 first, then F4. Alright. Bit of B file pressure, maybe, first. Oh, things have really sharpened up now after that. Okay. Take him on C3. Do I ever escape after? Well, I could call his bluff, because maybe my queen can come back after. Because I'm on C3, right? Call his bluff. In fact, I think if he protects the knight and rook B1, there's bishop C3 in any case. Overloading the rooks. So is H4 worth it, or bishop D4? Let's get the queens off bishop D4. So that seems reasonable. What does he do here? What should I be worried about? Rook B1, bishop takes, queen D4 after. I can't see the big deal. Maybe he had something particular in mind with this pawn sack. Maybe it wasn't this. Deep think. Okay, can I not just take with the queen, just to force the queens off, just in case there's
check
any major disaster? I get the C5 square. There's knight B5. You can play knight B5 actually on D6, so this might not be fantastic for me. After knight B5, yes, hits everything. I didn't do that. Drive the knight back. Maybe useful for H3. I'm playing h3 trying to weaken that structure for a moment. Or knight e5 for d3. Knight e5 straight off the bat. f4, knight g4. I think knight e5 straight off the bat is interesting. Knight b6, rook b8 can win this pawn. But this d3 is very tempting to be able to play d3. Okay. Right. So yeah, he's getting pawn back. Get ready to have a rook on the 7th. I still think I've got a reasonable position here. If I lose a6 there, knight h3 just to try and knight f6. Does this knight want to come into the game? Or g5, maybe g5. Yeah, let's play g5 just to stop this thing, and then do something with the other knight. Maybe knight d7. I don't really want to lose a6 in a hurry, do I? Let's get the king off here for a moment. Right, hit this guy. Mind you, knight f5 is a pain, isn't it? Maybe king g6. He's going to be on d6 soon. I'm officially in trouble now. Maybe taking an a5 for a4 is a good idea. It keeps my pawn. Yes, I think I'm going to do this. I lose d6 instead. I seem to be crumbling recently. However, a rook on the 7th with h3 might be interesting. Compensation. Yeah, I wanted to keep that pawn, so I've got my rook on the 7th. I get to play h3 here. Or not. Oh. Right, I get to play knight f4. I'm going to swap my centre. Knight f4. Oh right, it gives back the exchange. Intriguing. Interesting, can I get a blockade? Get my king over for knight e2. A nice blockade. Try to put some endgame pressure on him. h3, d6, hg. So knight g2, d6, knight e3, d7, queening. Alright, so try and blockade here. Here it takes, e5 takes, d6, rook b8. See, this is sack, because otherwise knight, I'm going to get my knight. Nice blockade with the knight. Oh. Or not. I'll try and keep that blockade for a moment. 32 seconds. Not good. Right, try and pre-move a bit, if possible. Rook h1. Okay, knight e5. Right, he's going to swamp my centre with f4, right?
Check.
Probably isn't going too well.
Time warning.
g4 is e5. Do I get in g4?
Check. Check. Check.
Hang on.
Check. Check.
Oh, I thought you could just take that actually.
Check. Check.
Oh man, eyes watering actually as well, which doesn't help. Too much VDU screen usage. Oh dear, tense in the end. Wow, what a game! It was quite exciting, but my where's my Optrex? I need to. Oh dear. Yeah, what was this about? A5 was mentioned. Alright, had rook A4. Actually, supposedly
Check.
better for white.
Check.
Knight B5. I thought Knight B5 was good. Angel's giving it. It's Knight B5. Knight HF6. Maybe there's something like this. Oh, that's the idea. I didn't even see that. No, loose piece on E2. I never thought really. Wow, there's a loose piece on E2. How do I sneakily try and expose that? Alright, white's better, but not apparently more than. Well, now more than one. Yeah. What did I do wrong here? I should have just taken. It's a difficult position. And if Knight B6, take. Oh, okay. This variation is just variation.
Check.
Alright, maybe there's some more compensation in the game. Yeah, this I don't know really what to do here. That pass pawn and the rook on the 7th was. I don't think it was very. Yeah, so he countersacked. And it's mad.
Check.
Time pressure now.
Check.
Approaching. But
Check. Check.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
I think he could have just taken this because the bishop can get onto this diagonal.
Check.
I thought that was his idea here, still to just take. It takes bishop stops. Alright, so some major blunders now appearing. Well, at least bishop takes here, then there's G2.
Check.
Alright, so blunders here horribly.
Check.
Well, not horribly, apparently. It's slightly better for black than in the final position. I think it's a draw, isn't it? Really? Okay. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks so much.